before we get off of that, I would be remiss if I let this pod end with a Lions after a Lions loss without bringing up everybody's favorite GM,
No, it's coming.
and it's not Howie Roseman. Now we watched. Now listen, full disclosure, I was out on Jalen Carter. I was on Christian Gonzalez. I was out on Jordan. I was never even in on Jordan Davis. I was J-Mo all the way. But the thing with those guys is one guy had questionable character concerns, and the other guy had questionable work ethic. And those two guys terrorized the Lions last night. I was told that you know, we don't want to trade our picks. And the Eagles went out and they traded for Jalen Phillips. Jalen Phillips was that guy who was out there terrorizing the Detroit Lions. And then Brad Holmes Arian Arnold and Ennis Rakestraw back to back in the draft. And the Eagles drafted Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. Again, two people that I was not interested in. But at the end of the day, that defense, essentially homegrown, the same way we do here. They grew their defense, and on offense, they got their guys. But the thing is, they brought in veterans. They brought in A.J. Brown. They brought in Jalen Phillips. They'll bring in guys if you can help them win. We are operating our team at a handicap. We don't bring people in. We're going to do it ourselves. And everybody out here is out here outsourcing work, getting production. And we are under this assumption that it can't be done that way. You have to do it all in-house. And I just wonder, at any point, is Brad Holmes or any Lions fan that subscribed to Brad Holmes' line of thinking, are they ever going to come around to the idea that maybe we should bring in some outside help? Whether or not they are humanitarian of the year.
You're never gonna get that guy that doesn't fit the culture. Will he bring out outside help? Well, yeah, he's brought out in outside help before, but for some reason this year he did not, and I don't understand why. Because out of all the years that you should have been able to do it, this should have been the year because Christian Mahogany down right before the draft. You know what I'm saying? So there's your reason right there. Like why this man did not go and get some offensive line help, I will never understand. What's his name? Yoda. Yoda, fine, but Yoda and it wasn't even Yoda that was getting manhandled. Graham Glasgow has got to go, man. We need a center. Graham Glasgow was out there getting manhandled. Like it was ridiculous how he was getting pushed around, dog. You got to do something. Tate Ratledge, God bless his soul. He's just a rookie out there. He's hurt. Sometimes he does. He's not a he's a good player, but he's young, man. He's a rookie. He's missing assignments. He's sometimes he will, sometimes he won't. You you needed Zeitler out there, and the fact that we got rid of Zeitler last year and we didn't bring him back when Christian Mahogany went down, is a major flaw on Brad Holmes' part. There's no reason he shouldn't have done whatever he had to do to get Zyler back on this team this year.
Yeah, man. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's over. This is still a good team. Um, but man, I mean, there are things that I feel like I've been patient. I've been patient, and at some point, I feel like Brad Holmes needs to. I'm not even gonna say it because I know people get mad when they say it. But Brad Holmes needs to make a big trade. Like that, like there's more. I hear people call in all the time, and they're like, "There's more to being a GM than just drafting." and Brad Holmes could grab you a bunch of free agents. Brad Holmes is great at finding defensive players off the scrap heap that can make some type of impact. But you know, why are we why are we shopping at the discount rack when we're trying to win a Super Bowl? It just doesn't make any sense. Why are we shopping at the discount rack for offensive linemen when we're trying to win a Super Bowl and we have just paid our quarterback who is not mobile at all, who is who is not very good when under pressure. Our center just retired. We got a guy down. You know, the trade deadline. Hey, you didn't get Jalen Phillips. That's cool. Throw something. I mean, throw it. Like, who would have thought Quentin Williams was going to get traded to the Dallas Cowboys? Nobody. But you know what? Jerry Jones made an offer that they couldn't refuse, and they traded him. So why wouldn't Brad Holmes make an offer that somebody out there with a Pro Bowl offensive lineman couldn't refuse? But he weighs the risk and it's, hey, I could probably get somebody pretty good in the draft though. So it's like, and like you said, Tate Ratledge, right? Tate Ratledge, God bless his soul. I'm with you, man. But you're asking a rookie to step in there and be a Pro Bowler and protect your $50 million quarterback. So I'm asking Dan Campbell to stop gambling. I'm asking Brad Holmes to make a big move. I'm asking Aiden Hutchinson to get a sack. I'm asking a lot of things of guys who have shown me that these are things that they are not interested in changing. So, like I said, I'm not out on the Lions, but all the fans that are jumping off the ledge and everything, it's not fair. But honestly, man, I'm not really gonna. I can't get excited until we play the Rams, and then even if we beat the Rams, I don't know, because we kind of got Stafford's number, and Stafford kind of has I'm sure he feels a certain type of way against playing the Lions, so he's got his own block when it comes to us. But he's won a Super Bowl, so who cares? But
No, you know what, man? I think the Rams this year are better than they've been since we played them. Since that year they won the Super Bowl, this might be the best team that they've had.
here's what I say: Jared Goff is the third. Jared Goff is number 3 on my list to blame for last night. Dan
Number one.
Campbell is number the Dan Campbell is number 2, and Brad Holmes is number 1. I'm not saying that Jared Goff is a bad quarterback, and Sean McVay was not saying that Jared Goff was a bad quarterback. Sean McVay just said, "I can't win a Super Bowl with this guy," and Sean McVay got him out. Brought in a guy who I would have told Sean McVay, you can't win a Super Bowl with that guy either. But I would have been wrong. That son of a bitch did it. But I digress. Um, and that's why Brad Holmes is number 1, man, because being a GM is not an easy job. Sean McVay, I don't know if he had a GM, but Sean McVay runs the Rams. being a GM is not an easy job. So the day that Brad Holmes signed Jared Goff to that extension, what's
which I
Jared Goff
thought
going
was
to
a
do?
mistake.
You did think it was a mistake, and I thought that it was. What are you going to do? But you never did anything. That was it. That was it. You put your eggs in the Jared Goff basket, and you saddled up with a quarterback who everybody knew is not mobile, and now you are sending them out there with a piece together offensive line, and 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 you expecting them to, you know, make a
Produce
make a,
without protection.
yeah, you expect them to go out there and make a miracle happen. And you know what I always say, man, I will never expect somebody who has never shown the capability of doing something. I'm not going to expect you to do something that you've never shown any aptitude of doing. But that's what Brad Holmes is doing with Jared Goff. And Dan Campbell is number two because Dan Campbell played a terrible game last night, but or coached a terrible game last night. But at the end of the day, he's working with the pieces he's got. He's got a terrible offensive line and a quarterback that can't handle pressure and oftentimes cold weather. So, I mean, what was he supposed to do? Like, yeah, he's supposed to let the game come to him, but like you said, he's going to revert to bad habits and he's going to do everything. Dan Campbell might as well put on a helmet because that's he's one step away from putting on a helmet. That's how bad he wants to win, and that clouds. I feel like that clouds his judgment from time to time. So, and Jared Goff, like I said, man, I'm not going
I
to.
can't argue with that.
I'm not going to expect the duck to bark
No,
or
man.
or a dog to quack.
Listen, I don't. And I'm kind of with you. I don't expect Jared Goff to make miracles, man. But what I do expect from Jared Goff is to make the throws that you make every day, man. You know what I'm saying? Dog. The players was there, man. The guys were open. All you had to do was throw the ball. You didn't even have to. You don't have to throw the ball. I'm not asking you to throw the ball special. I'm not asking you to do Matt Stafford and throw the ball sidearm. I'm just asking you to put the ball right in front of the Saint. You know what I'm saying? Don't put it, don't put it behind them. Don't put it in front of them. Don't throw it at their knees. Just throw it in their chest. That's all you got to do, man. You know what I'm saying? The play is there, dog. All you got to do is do what you always do, dog. All last night, dog. All I could say to Jared Goff is, "Who the fuck are you throwing to?" All night, dog. It just came out. It's like, what are you doing? Where are you throwing? They even showed the replays, and it's like, dog, what are you doing?
Detroit